today I had... Today's day 3. I was good until dinner, where we had a family meal out, and I had a big burger. I had a burger, I had some chicken strips, sorry. It was lovely. I had a cider as well, which isn't technically on the diet, but it fits in with the policy I've decided to do, which is not to overthink it. I'm basically going to, when these social situations arise, I'm going to enjoy them. And when they finish, get straight back on it, because that's just how life is going to be. That's easier said than done, because saying it only takes a few minutes. Doing it takes all day tomorrow. But it shouldn't be an issue, because I've not felt this good in a long time. So there's no reason for me not to. So yeah, it is getting easier, I think. I think my body's getting used to the fact that it's not going to get like a proper amount of food as such. It's not like if it goes grumble, it's not going to get bundles of Pringles and crisps and pepperonis and whatever have you. It's just going to get the milkshake or water. At most, it might get a packet of those crisps, but that's about it. The pepperonis stay home, and I'll have those after I finish work as a sort of treat for finishing work. And yeah, the crisps are my thing to satisfy the need to crunch. So yeah, so tomorrow it's back on it, and fingers crossed I should start seeing some results. Hopefully, maybe soon, please. If I'm honest, I know it takes a couple of weeks. It takes a little bit of time for that to start showing results. But I am feeling the results already. I'm feeling a lot better. Just naturally feeling good. I don't know if I have lost any... I probably have lost weight, but I haven't weighed myself. That's the problem. I didn't weigh myself at the start, which you'd like to think you would if you're doing a diet where the end game is to lose weight. But it's one of those things where it's like, yes, and it is to lose weight, and it's not to lose weight. It is to lose inches off my waist and everything else, my belly, but it's not. It's kind of all over the place. It's a very lofty thing. And ultimately, for now, I just want to get down to... I had some scales that weigh up to 28 stone. I just want to get to the point where I can weigh myself. Once I've reached that point where I can actually weigh myself on scales I own, that's when I can start worrying about how much weight I'm losing. But to do that, I need to essentially lose approximately 2 stone, which I believe is 28 pounds in weight. I need to lose 28 pounds. In the grand scheme of things, I need to lose a person and a half in weight. An average person in weight is around, 15 stone? I need to lose that, and then a little bit more. Arguably, I want to get down to about 17 stone. That right now is a tangible goal for me to take, is to look at someone else and go, right, I want to be your weight, rather than just sitting there saying I want to lose weight. It's a lofty goal, there's no end game, and it doesn't really work. As far as the weight is concerned, I have several goals. The first one is to get to 28 stone, because then I'm able to weigh myself on those scales. The second is to get myself down to 25 stone, because that's a good halfway point, because by that point it means I've lost 5 stone. I've lost 5 stone already at that point. Once that's done, the next one is 20 stone, because then that means I've lost a whopping 10 stone. That's a skinny person. I've lost to a skinny person at that point, and I will be I'll be a third of the man I am now, which would be lovely. Once that's done, that's when the real crux starts. I think. I don't actually know. to be honest with you. Definitely, I think getting to 25 stone shouldn't be too difficult because of how drastic my diet has been. How much I eat, how high calories I do, how little activity I do, everything like that. That should be quite easy to accomplish. The rest of it I don't know, and I won't know until I get down to that point. But like I said, getting to 28 stone should be easy enough. Really should be. I'll be very surprised if I don't do that before my first deadline, which is the 4th of September, which today is the 25th of August. So I've got a couple of weeks, a week and a bit, to get to there, because I'm just not eating throughout the day. I mean, for breakfast, rather than having binge eating whatever snacks I've got lying around, I'm having a milkshake. That's it. Throughout the day, rather than having snacks until lunch, I'm having a milkshake and water. That's it. And a lot of that water gets out. A lot of that water, I am weeing a lot more. And apparently that's good because it detoxes your body. And for lunch itself, again, I'm not going out to replenish my stock of junk food or to go to McDonald's, which is just down the road from my workplace. No, I'm just having a milkshake. And if I feel like it, a Pepsi Max can. One. And then, if I'm hungry in the afternoon, I'll have a packet of crisps. I mean, to be fair, I'll have a packet of crisps regardless, because I do crave it. So I'll have a packet of crisps in the afternoon, and then when I get home, I'll have a pepperami. And then in the evening, dinner, and then I will. Even no matter what it is, it's gonna taste delicious because it's food. It's actually eating something. So all of that can lead somewhere. I'm annoyed. To be honest with you, I felt annoyed about tonight's meal. I was hoping that I wouldn't have another social event until at least a week in, just to sort of should say to myself I could do it for a week. But it turns out it's happened 2 days after I started, which is a bit of a meh sort of situation. I wanted to go long. I wanted to see how long I could go without needing that, but hey ho. Back on the bus tomorrow. I still had the entire day being good, so it was only one meal that was bad. I mean, I feel good. I do. I just don't feel good about tonight, which is weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the food. The food was lovely, and I obviously enjoyed seeing the family as well. But it's just the timing, really. The timing could have been a lot better, because I was on a roll. I was really like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I can do this. And then this came along, and literally throughout the day, I've just been a bit, it's surprising to me. It affects me quite a lot. I can't turn around and say, oh no, I'm on a diet, because I don't want it. I want to eat. I like the idea of it and I enjoy it. But also because I'm not going to do that throughout the rest of my life. You know, if my family says let's go out for a meal, I'll go, yeah, sure. You know, you can't just deny those things happening. Again, that's putting yourself into a bubble that's just not healthy. So I'm going to let that happen. The real test, I guess, comes tomorrow. And it shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, it was dinner after all. It feels like the diet has been reset, but it hasn't, because I was still good throughout the day. I still followed my rules of 1 packet of crisps and 1 pepperami and 3 milkshakes and lots of water. I've still only drunk, I think, what was it, 1 can of Pepsi Max and 1 glass of Pepsi Max compared to my bottles and cans and God knows how much else. So I'm doing better, just naturally doing better throughout the day. The difference came right at the end with the meal. Because I was out, naturally I had nice cheeseburger, the bread that goes alongside it, which bread is a big thing to lose. Obviously the cheese, the chips as well. Had some chicken strips as well. They were lovely. Breadcrumbs. Don't get me wrong, it was gorgeous, but it was also bad. Plus I had an ice cream sundae as well. I wasn't exactly hiding. I wasn't exactly trying to, be good. I was toying with the idea of doing that, but I just kind of. It's like one of those. It was one of those situations where I don't want to sit there and be like, oh no, I'll have the salad. I don't like the idea that if someone's going to spend money on a meal for me, or if I'm going to spend money on a meal for me, I don't want to be sitting there and be like, yeah, this is definitely a salad, and because I don't enjoy salads. I'd much rather enjoy the meal, because that way it's money well spent. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the meal. Therefore, the meal was lovely, and I loved it. It's interesting to me how much that affected me. To be honest with you, I wasn't expecting just a meal out to affect me as much as it did. But I think it's because it was going so well and I was so hyped for this time that I was like, yeah, day 3. And then they literally dropped that on me and I was like, oh, well, I guess day 3 is bad then. So, hey ho. I'm hoping it doesn't become a common thing, because I do have, this weekend I'm good. I don't have anything happening now. But not now, I don't have anything happening. Next week I'm good. Saturday is when my first one is, which that'll happen. After that, it's the Saturday after that something's happening again. So I have a couple of sort of sub events I can look forward to. It's just whatever happens in the meantime. And like I said, I want to be good. I want to be good, and I want to make it so that I can lose as much of myself as possible in a good way. I want to lose as much as possible in as short amount of time, which is literally everyone's goal. I mean, to be fair, I haven't started exercising yet, which I definitely should, because if you don't exercise whilst you lose weight, that's when things tend to get a bit dodgy. Later on, that's when you'll be left with lots of saggy skin. That's when your body needs to do different things. And plus, my fitness is another issue of mine, which I would love to take care of, which by taking care of my fitness levels, I take care of some of the anxiety I feel, and therefore it improves my mental health, which will improve all other aspects of my life. Everything's connected. But for now, bye. Hello. Day 4 is done. Yay. I had a good day 4 as well. I haven't had my treats yet. I'm having them afterwards. I've actually been better than the last 3 days, because I've only had 2 milkshakes, which I've allowed myself to have 3 because I anticipate myself getting hungry. I mean, I am hungry now, but I don't know if it's my body just starting to adapt to the fact that it's not going to get a lot of solid stuff until dinner. But who knows? I didn't try, and maybe it's just a on the day sort of thing. But yeah, so I've only had 2 today. So in a way, I've been better than usual. I don't know if that's counterbalancing what happened last night, because I went out for a meal, but whatever. I'm happy. So yes, it's all good. And like I said, I've only had 2 milkshakes, and I don't feel that bad for it. So, fingers crossed. Maybe that'll help make it lose weight even more. who knows? Not much else to say today. Just I lost weight, did some work. Yes. Ciao, bye. Recording. See, I take off my glasses so I can record, but I don't know if I'm recording. Oh yeah, I'm recording. Day 5 of the Big Man Diet. So far, it's going quite well, but the dinner is proving to be a bit of an issue. Today went well. It went just as good as yesterday. I only had 2 milkshakes today. I don't know if that's because, you're supposed to have one for breakfast, one for lunch, and then one for dinner. I don't know if now my body's getting used to it, and because it's now getting used to the amount of nutrients it's getting, it no longer requires the need. I still felt hungry, and that's when I knew I had to have a milkshake. But it's not as intense anymore. I did have a small hiccup. I had, say it's about maybe a third or maybe a quarter of fortune cookie. Someone brought in leftover fortune cookies from their Chinese the day before. And I wanted to know what my fortune said. Ironically, it then said, your situation needs careful handling. So I took that as a hint to not eat the entire cookie. And threw 3/4 of the cookie away. But aside from that, everything's gone good. Nothing to report. Bye. Hi. This is the morning of day... I think today's day 6? Yes, because tomorrow's day 7. Yeah, today's day 6. So, this is the morning of day 6. I haven't started the day yet. I haven't had my first milkshake yet. I haven't had any treats. I haven't had anything to eat or drink apart from water. I'm just gonna making this extra little video just to say I may have had a little hiccup last night in the form of another takeaway. It was a McDonald's this time. Now, yes, it's bad. It's bad. I shouldn't have done it. Blah blah blah. But there is still room for me to save it. Now, obviously, doesn't mean I'm just gonna throw away the diet. I'm tempted to. I will say, this morning I woke up and I was like, oh, I can binge eat everything now. So I think there's something in there. Is that if you have that sort of food, it makes you crave it more. But that might just be me and habits returning. Who knows? But suffice to say that I'm not going to just throw away the week, because I have almost done a week of successful dieting. Because even with the 2 meals out, if I'm being honest, if I was to look at the calories or look at calories, look at money spent, chances are I'd still be far better off than a normal week. So despite the fact that I've only had 2 eat-outs, for me, that's actually quite good. 1 eat-out and 1 takeaway. But for a week, again, there'd be times where I'd have McDonald's 3-4 times a week. And there'll be times where I'd have McDonald's and a whole load of junk food around the McDonald's, plus a proper dinner when I got home. So there's quite a bit of food going in there, and I've eliminated all of that food. I've reduced that portion, the portion that contains the McDonald's, the junk food and all that stuff. I've reduced that to 2 or 3 milkshakes, which are a lot healthier. They can contain like minerals and vitamins and all sorts of stuff that apparently is good for you. And at most, I've got a pepperami and a packet of crisps, but you get the healthy-ish crisps. They're not really too bad. They're not really too good for you, but they're not the worst, like Pringles. And I mean that in calorie and health-wise, not in taste. Pringles are lovely. So I've reduced myself from having a whole bunch of food and crisps and all that stuff to having just a few milkshakes, which are nutritionally beneficial to me and basically they're better calories, packet of crisps and a pepperami. So most of the week has still been good, and the 2 times I've messed up, they're not too bad, to be honest. I've just got to power through today and tomorrow, and then I will reveal my belly measurement. I say belly measurement because it's not. Belly's the biggest part of me. Let's have a look. See if you can see. Look, see. This bit. That's the biggest part of me. Oh, zoom. That is by far the biggest part of me. And that's what I'm worried about the most. That, for now, that's what I'm measuring. I've got some special... over there, I can't be asked. There's some special, quite long tape that fits around me that I can use to see how many inches that is. And that'll be how I judge my weight loss at the moment. I know it's not ideal because the body tends to lose... I know it's not ideal to measure yourself for weight loss because the body tends to lose weight in different ways. Sometimes it'll lose weight in an internal area that won't show on the body. But it'll be quite a bit of weight, but you won't see it physically. And because of that, it's difficult to say whether or not you've actually lost the weight. But at the moment, that's all I can do because I don't have a scale. I don't have any scales that go up to 30 stone. I do have scales that go up to 28 stone. I'm going to try them tomorrow because tomorrow marks the first week complete. But for now, I'm just going to measure myself and use that as the gauge to how it's going. It's not ideal by any means, and I'm not doing it every day. I'm limiting myself to once a week. But yeah, that's my update. So yeah, tomorrow I will do another update after I've measured myself and everything. And it will basically about how the week was and how I feel in general. And that'll be that. See you.